Ever since the latest banner cycle started settling in, a lot of players have stopped looking only at the current patch and started asking a much bigger question. Where is Wuthering Waves actually heading next? Because when you line up all the recent drip marketing, community tracking, patch pacing, and banner spacing patterns, the roadmap from version 3.2 all the way to 3.5 doesn't look random at all. It feels planned, layered, and honestly one of the most structured stretches the game has had so far. So today we're not just talking about the next update. We're looking ahead at how the upcoming banners may connect to each other, how character roles seem to be building toward future metas, and why these next few versions might quietly reshape how players plan their pulls. Save up to 30% on the current banners at LD Shop, and if you're a new user, you'll also get an extra 15% discount coupon, stacking your total savings up to 37%. Honestly, that's huge. And if you top up over $80, you'll get a free 30-day Lunite subscription, which is perfect timing, because I'll be using LD Shop for all our upcoming Lunite giveaways too. Your Asterite usually arrives within just a few minutes, so it's fast, reliable, and super convenient. To top up, just enter your Kuro-linked email, username, and password. And yes, it's safe. They've got excellent ratings on Trustpilot. If your account was made using Gmail or Facebook, just follow the directions on their site to link your email properly. It's super easy. So, use the link in the description or pinned comment to grab an extra 5% off and save big on every top up. Now let's start with version 3.2. This is where the shift begins, even if it doesn't look dramatic at first glance. The biggest signal comes from the officially teased new character, Sigrika. While details are still evolving across sources, the consistent expectation is that she arrives as a 5-star main DPS centered around echo skill damage rather than burst-heavy rotations. That distinction matters a lot. Instead of one massive damage window, echo-focused kits usually reward sustained pressure and continuous gameplay, which naturally increases the value of supports that amplify echo interactions. When you look at the expected rerun placement alongside her, it suddenly makes sense. Banners start feeling less like isolated releases and more like intentional team-building steps. Phase 1 of 3.2 is widely expected to pair her with Kuyuan, a character already known for boosting echo-related damage output. That synergy feels deliberate, almost like the game guiding players toward a new combat rhythm. Phase 2 may then introduce Phoebe, a highly flexible support unit whose strength lies in stability rather than flashy mechanics. The important part here isn't just who appears, it's how cleanly the banners avoid internal competition. Elements don't clash, roles don't overlap excessively, and each phase appeals to a slightly different type of player. Outside of banners, version 3.2 also appears to introduce a longer-form gameplay mode often referred to as Matrix mode. Unlike short seasonal events, this mode is expected to focus on progression and challenge completion rather than rankings, suggesting a shift away from competitive pressure toward long-term engagement. If this becomes semi-permanent content, it changes how players farm rewards and interact with endgame pacing moving forward. Then we move into version 3.3, which lines up almost perfectly with anniversary timing. Historically, anniversary patches carry a different energy. Not just new characters, but symbolic releases meant to refresh entire elements or playstyles. Current expectations point toward Hiyuki arriving as a 5-star Glacio sword main DPS, filling an elemental gap that has stayed quiet for quite some time. Whenever an element disappears for multiple patches and suddenly returns with a premium unit, it usually signals renewed focus for that archetype. Alongside her, Danya is rumored to appear as a fusion-aligned sub-DPS or burst enabler. While early information varies slightly regarding her weapon and rarity, the consistent theme is reinforcement rather than replacement, strengthening existing fusion teams instead of redefining them completely. Anniversary patches also tend to celebrate past characters, so speculation around rerun festivals or special banners feels very plausible here, potentially allowing newer players to catch up while veterans expand their rosters. Version 3.4 is where things escalate dramatically, because this is the patch strongly associated with the Cyberpunk collaboration. Collaboration updates are rarely subtle. They're designed to attract attention both inside and outside the game. Current indications suggest Lucy and Rebecca arriving as limited 5-star collaboration characters, both pistol users but tied to different elements and combat identities. Collaboration characters typically emphasize visual identity and high-impact gameplay, meaning their kits will likely feel distinct from standard roster releases. Banner structure during collaboration patches can also change. Longer banner durations, dual feature phases, or experimental scheduling formats are all possibilities, especially if the developers want players to fully engage with the event rather than rush through it. A Around this period, Lucilla is expected to finally appear after earlier teasers, likely positioned after the collaboration hype settles. Placing a core lore character after a crossover event creates a smooth transition back into the main world narrative. Finally, version 3.5 moves into more speculative territory, but may end up being one of the most important patches long-term. Community discussion has been growing around the possibility of SP variants, upgraded or alternate 5-star versions of existing characters. Yang SP is frequently mentioned as the first potential example, and if that system becomes real, it fundamentally changes how players value older characters, since investments could carry forward into stronger future versions. At the same time, anticipation continues building around Scar, one of the most requested playable characters so far. Based on current expectations, he could arrive as a fusion 5-star rectifier main DPS, positioned carefully after the anniversary and collaboration momentum fades. Characters with this level of hype are usually released when player engagement stabilizes again, allowing them to dominate attention without competing against major external events. When you step back and look at versions 3.2 through 3.5 together, a clear pattern starts to emerge. It's less a sequence of patches and more a gradual escalation, teaching players new playstyles before rewarding them with characters designed to fully use those systems. So the real question isn't just who you're pulling next, it's how far ahead you're planning. Because if this roadmap holds true, the players who prepare early won't just react to banners. They'll already be ready when the biggest ones finally arrive. Good luck with your pulls, and I will see you in the next video.